All right, stop. Seriously, stop scrolling. You gotta hear this. Because what's going down right now, it's not the story you're being told.
And boom, there it is, the confirmation straight from the horse's mouth, former President Trump. This is not a drill, people. This is happening as we speak.
Right now, the reports coming in are just chaos. We're talking massive explosions rocking the capital, Caracas. Imagine it. People are flooding the streets, totally confused, no idea what's going on.
And then you've got eyewitnesses looking up, seeing low-flying aircraft screaming overhead. So yeah, this isn't some minor skirmish. This is a full-blown military op. But here's the thing. If you think this is the start of the war, you're already way behind.
Because, and you gotta get this, by the time that first bomb went off, the real war was already over. It was won. It was fought silently, not on a battlefield, but on spreadsheets and in banking systems, way before a single shot was fired.
And of course, what's happening online? Everyone's already screaming about politics. Oh, it's about this ideology. It's about Maduro. It's the drug war. No, it's none of that. That's all just noise, a smokescreen to keep you from seeing the real game.
And I know this because, honestly, I've seen this movie before. This is a rerun. It's a playbook. And once you know the moves, you see what's really going on behind the curtain.
All right, so let's break it down. To really get what's happening in Venezuela, we have to rewind the tape and look at Iraq. Because that's where you see the playbook in action, what I call the petrodollar playbook. It's all about one thing, keeping the US dollar as king of the oil trade.
Look at this timeline. It tells you everything. Back in 2000, Saddam Hussein decides he's going to sell his oil in euros, a direct shot at the US dollar. Fast forward 3 years, the US invades. The reason? Weapons of mass destruction that, they never actually found. And what happens the minute the dust settles? You guessed it, Iraq's oil goes right back to being sold in good old US dollars. Connect the dots.
So, coincidence? I mean, really? The official story just doesn't hold water, does it? The real war wasn't about WMDs. It was about money. It was about the dollar.
So this playbook we saw with Iraq, it's not random. It's a step-by-step process. Step 1, you isolate them financially, cut them off. Step 2, their currency tanks. Step 3, their savings, their foreign reserves, they just vanish. That creates Step 4, total chaos inside the country. And only then, when the whole house of cards is about to fall, do you get to Step 5, the military rolls in.
This is it. These are the new rules of war. We have to get our heads out of the 20th century. It's not about what it used to be. We need to see how power really works in the here and now. Yeah, check this out. The 20th century was all about tanks, jets, boots on the ground, visible power. But 21st century power, it's invisible. It's freezing a country's bank accounts. It's blocking their payments. It's cutting them out of the global market. These are the new weapons, and they can cripple a nation without firing a single bullet because they hit the systems that keep a country alive.
So here's the absolute key. Real power today is controlling the plumbing of the world economy. The systems. We're talking about things like SWIFT, the network that moves all the money around, or the insurance that lets a giant tanker full of oil even leave port. If you get kicked out of those systems, you're done. Your oil is stuck, your money is worthless, your businesses can't operate. You might have a flag and an army, but you don't actually control your own country anymore. Someone else does.
And that brings us right back to Venezuela. See, this was never about one guy, Maduro. This is about leverage, and Venezuela is sitting on a mountain of it.
Just look at this, 17%. Let that sink in. Venezuela has 17% of all the known oil on planet Earth. That is an absolutely insane amount of power just waiting to be tapped.
But there's the catch, right? Years of terrible management plus wave after wave of sanctions have completely cratered their ability to get that oil out of the ground. So all that black gold is just sitting there. But if someone could turn the taps back on, man, that changes the entire global energy game overnight.
And look, don't think this strike just happened out of the blue. This has been building for a long, long time. We've seen the naval blockades stopping their oil tankers. We've seen strikes on so-called drug boats. We've seen the U.S. quietly moving more and more military hardware into the Caribbean. This wasn't an accident. This was a plan, a steady turning of the screw.
And now the rest of the world is scrambling. China, who has loaned Venezuela a ton of money, is deeply shocked. Yeah, I bet they are. This isn't just some local spat. This is sending shockwaves through the entire geopolitical system.
So I'm going to leave you with this. The next time you see a headline like this about any country, anywhere, I want you to ask yourself one simple question. Forget the official story.
Forget the name of the leader. Just ask, what changed with the money right before the shooting started?
Because that's the real takeaway here. Geopolitics isn't some high school drama about who likes who. It's a cold, hard game of leverage. It's about who controls the system. And when you see it that way, you realize this story is a long way from being over.